Good morning, everybody. My name is Jody. My husband David John and I have a small farm in the panhandle of North Idaho. These are stories and adventures, so welcome to Moose Flats Farm. And today, have a project that wasn't planning on doing, but before that, got something going on in the brooder, and no, it's not the bourbon red turkey pullets. That guy never came through with them, but I've got, in the lean-to off the Ziggy shed, I've got a goose and 2 Muscovy hens, and I'll take you and show you those guys that have been sitting on a mix of Muscovy eggs and goose eggs. And in the last week, I've had 5 different goslings hatch out, find them wandering around in the barnyard, so I have been confiscating them as soon as I see that they hatch. But let's go check on them, and then I'll show you the brooder and then the project I have to work on. And unfortunately, all the geese are right in this area, so it's going to get loud. There's another gosling. And there's another one that just hatched. And the main reason I've been collecting the baby goslings is because I did have one hatch out prior to this batch that was following along with everybody and staying safe, and then unfortunately something happened. So I'm gonna be Mama Goose. So now we are up to 7 baby goslings in here, and I did have a baby Orloff hatch that's now going to be with them. So originally it was just 1 gosling, and I'd caught 3 little Muscovy babies so he wouldn't be by himself. And then as the goslings have been hatching, they've just been adding the extra batch of baby Muscovies. Was because a nest had started to hatch and the mom left the nest, and I was afraid they weren't going to make it, so I just brought all the eggs in that were pipping and put them under the heat plate, and they all hatched out. Typically during the day I don't have the heat light on, but because I have these 2 new ones in here, I'll leave it on until this afternoon when it really warms up. But let's go into the chicken coop part and I'll show you what I got to do. So in here, they have really love the dirt floor because it makes it easy to clean, but at the same time, they have been excavating. Got a hole under the floor there. Along there is low. And then a hole right there. So I'm gonna go through, and got a trailer full of dirt that I'm gonna add in here. Probably is gonna take a couple trailers just to get this back up to level. And I figured since I'm doing that, I might as well do a summer clean on the coop, kind of wash it down. So I have gone through with the hose and kind of sprayed everything down just to cut down on the dust layer. So now we got to get this guy filled it back up. Well, that got 2 trailer loads in here. Just have to go through, rake it down, kind of compact it down, especially in the couple spots that were definitely low, and get a couple bales of shavings in. It should be good for another couple of years. But it has definitely warmed up, and the babies are just out here finishing drying up, and sleepy babies. It's hard work being born, isn't it? So, got it full of shavings, and as you saw in time lapse, the birds have started coming back in. So, gonna get my mess cleaned up here, and then I'll meet you guys in the hoop house and show you what I've got done in there. So out here in the hoop house, I forgot the other day when I was at the store to pick up another soaker hose for the beginning of the run, because that one, it just, no matter what I did, it just leaked. But I have gone through, and instead of shavings, I have done peat moss, because I had 3/4 of a bale that was like 2 years old, and I was like, might as well use it, because adding peat moss to this soil will really help it retain some moisture. But I did also go through and bone meal and blood meal and plant tone fertilizer. They're all just slow release fertilizers. So I am still having to go through and hand water, but everything looks really good. So the hand watering isn't too bad. It just takes like 15-20 minutes. So it's just something I do when I get home in the afternoons, is come out and hand water. But in the greenhouse, I've just staggered out the peppers that are in here. I've decided I'm just going to keep them in these pots. I think they're going to be fine. And look what I bought. So this is a lemon, color of it, the Sunny Knockout Rose. So it's got like a slight, instead of the pinky tone like the other rose, this one's got a little bit of yellow. And then this is a carpet rose that is a red one. Scarlet Rose. And they both get about the same, about 2.5, 3 by 2.5, 3. And I was going to plant both of them out there where the apple was. And then I remembered I have to take into consideration snow coming off that roof. So haven't decided which one I'm going to plant there, because I'll be able to plant one. And not sure where I'm going to plant the other one. David John said he was actually surprised that I didn't come home with more, because those are $40 roses that I got for $10 because they were 70% off. But out here in the runway, the reason it has been blocked off from the birds is we planted 2 different types of clover. So you have the first batch here, and that ends about there. And then I have going around the corner another batch of it going. So it's one of those clovers good for loosening up compact soil and adding natural nitrogen to it. The one clover is a red cover crop clover, so it is designed to be basically mulched in, but figured that would be easier than and a little less expensive than grass. But I think we need to tackle that flower bed. Get in there and see if we can find the roses. Well, that definitely went quite smoothly. No chickens getting in there this year to help. Last year when I created this flower bed, I had a chicken. Her name was Rose. She now belongs to a friend of ours. Yeah, it was the battle for the rose garden with Rose. These guys are liking the goodies. And speaking of roses, the ones in the garden here, just looking phenomenal. It's like, look at the tangerine color of that one. And my little pink one. And my white ones haven't started opening yet, but they are just absolutely loaded and are going to look so pretty. And the little wild bellflower is getting ready to open. Well guys, it's been a couple 3 hours. Thought we'd end today's video by checking on the babies. So, as you see, their first experience with grass. And the little one that hatched at the very beginning of this, he's starting to get fluffy and starting to come around. I have been putting his beak in water just because it is so warm now. But that's the other one that hatched this morning. Looking good. And the baby chick takes turns picking on the ducks. instinct. Eat the green stuff. So this is where I'm going to end today's video. I hope you all have a good day and a good week, and we'll see you on the next adventure. Bye for now.